Hey there, friends. Thanks for checking in. I've got a question for you. Is selling a used faulty gun pro-Second Amendment? I know what you're thinking. You're saying, no way, it is not. It's dishonest. And you're right. But that actually happens more than you would think. And what happens is somebody goes to the store, they may put something on layaway, put a down payment on something, buy a gun online and have a credit card bill waiting them. And then they need to offset their costs, so they go into their safe and they say, what can I sell to, help pay for this gun? And they look and they say, you know what, this gun gave me some problems last time at the range. I had some ejection issues. I had some light primer strikes. I had some failures to feed. I'll just sell this one. And so we put it up for sale. And meanwhile, we don't know the whole history behind the buyer, nor should we. But the buyer may have been saving up 6 months for a gun because something bad was happening in his life and he knew he needed a firearm for self-protection. And we expect everybody's going to go to the range and fire 200 rounds downrange after they get a gun, new or used, and that doesn't always happen. A lot of people just can't do that. So the guy loads up his mag, he puts it away, all of a sudden something bad happens, he grabs that gun and it doesn't work. And that can result in an innocent man dying, all because you had a down payment. You had a credit card because you found something you just couldn't live without. The best way to sell a gun is full disclosure. I had a Ruger SR9C before. It was fine. It works fine. But for some reason, I experienced light primer strikes with Remington UMC. Everything else was fine. And I told the guy, so listen, this is the deal. I had light primer strikes with UMC ammo. Everything else was fine. Now, as far as self-defense rounds, that's on you. You're going to have to figure that on your own. I just need to let you know of my experiences with this gun. And the guy said, thanks, that's great. I don't care. I want the gun. You're giving me a great deal. And I felt great about it. And it was fine. We shook hands and went our separate ways. Just the way it should be. That's pro-Second Amendment. Full disclosure when selling a gun. Another thing that's not pro-two-way is when the seller goes above and beyond what the state requires for that sale. I'll give you an example. I met a guy. We decided that, everything was fair. We made the purchase, or I made the purchase. I showed him my ID to prove who I said I was, and he said, okay, everything's great. And he said, now all I need to do is take a picture of your driver's license. I said, what are you talking about? You're not taking a picture of my driver's license. He said, well, hang on. Now, I do this every time I sell a gun. And I said, well, that's not pro-two-way. You need to do the requirement that the state requires, nothing above and beyond. I already showed you my driver's license to verify I am who I say I am. So if anybody says, I need a bill of sale, I need some type of consent form, I need to take your picture, that's above and beyond what the state requires, and that's not pro-Second Amendment. And so I explained it to him. I said, listen, I value my privacy. You'd never know with all the videos I make, but these transactions take place all the time. In Michigan, we have handgun registration. We filled out the forms, I verified, and you're not taking a picture of my driver's license, and if this is going to end this deal, then so be it. And he thought about it, and he said, you know what? You're right. I'm very much pro-Second Amendment, and I do value other people's privacy, so I'm going to stop this. It doesn't need to happen. And that's all it took. It's just a little bit of an understanding. Say, listen, you're going above and beyond what the state requires. That's not pro-two-way. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Full disclosure, and when you make a sale, do not expect or go above and beyond what the state requires. That's not pro-two-way, and we definitely don't want to be standing on that ground. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.